This might sound weird to some of you guys, but in America, if you've committed the worst of all crimes and are sentenced to death, you actually kind of get rewarded. You see, when you're on death row, in some states, you're allowed to ask for any final meal that you want. Me personally, I would go Chipotle burrito, Chick-fil-A, spicy deluxe sandwich, and a large meat lover's pizza. But today, we are checking out the strangest last meal requests ever.
In some states in America and other countries with legal capital punishment, there exists an interesting custom for criminals on death row. The infamous last meal.
That dude had asparagus on his plate? I mean, I figure he definitely is a psychopath since he's on death row, but even the most craziest people on earth, who would order asparagus as their last meal? Oh my gosh. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out.
Felons are granted the opportunity to select any food and drink of their choice within certain regulations on the eve of their execution. Here are some of the strangest meals ever recorded.
KFC? Oh, dude, KFC's actually a sick one.
Number 20, Victor Harry Fagger.
Okay, dude, we don't gotta be calling him slurs this early. Come on, dude, are you serious? Just because he's probably a weirdo and maybe he touched some people that he shouldn't have, does that mean you gotta call him on that?
1963, 28-year-old Victor Harry Fagger was sentenced—
Bro, this video is gonna get me demonetized. Chill!
—to death by hanging for convicted kidnap murder. For his final meal, the young man had only one request: a single olive with the pit left in. After his execution, the olive pit was found inside Fagger's suit pocket, contributing to the popular belief that he intended to be buried alongside it so that the olive tree symbolizing peace would sprout from his grave.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on, time out. That's actually kind of genius. This is gonna sound weird, but I feel like some serial killers or really messed up people in the head are secretly geniuses. Yes, they're weird, I'm not complimenting them, but I'm just saying they think differently than normal humans, and low-key, they might be really smart. So, honestly, shout out to Mr. Fagger. That is 10 million IQ epic gamer moment.
For a dangerous criminal, it's almost a touching sentiment. Number 19, Gerald Lee Mitchell. Gerald Lee Mitchell's final meal was even sweeter than Fagger's, but in an entirely different sense.
I really hope this is the last time this guy comes up. I'm really convinced that I might not be able to post this video. Oh my god.
As he awaited his final moments on death row, Mitchell had only one thing on his mind when it came to his final
chips.
meal. An assorted bag of Jolly Ranchers candy.
Respect.
After finishing the entire bag before facing the final curtain, it's safe to say this criminal intended to go out on a real sugar high. Number 18.
Dude, that one is not that bad. Are you serious? If you told me my last meal would be a pile of Reese's Pieces, I'd be like, absolutely, give me all of that. That sounds epic. I mean, I would not have gone with Jolly Ranchers, but I respect the candy move. I respect the candy maneuver.
18. Lawrence Russell Brewer. While some have a clear idea of the last thing they'll ever eat, others are totally spoiled for choice. Taking full advantage of this unusual opportunity, convicted killer and white supremacist Lawrence Russell Brewer decided to indulge in an enormous feast in 2011.
That's what I would do.
He requested 2 fried chicken steaks with gravy and onion, a triple bacon cheeseburger, a cheese omelet with ground beef, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, and jalapenos, 3 fajitas, a meat feast pizza, a bowl of fried okra, a pound of barbecued meat with half a loaf of white bread, peanut butter fudge with crushed peanuts, and a pint of Bluebell ice cream.
Okay, that is absolutely absurd. I don't even know if professional eaters can eat that much. That is insane. But if he does, low-key, it's genius. These guys are actually so smart, because hear me out. He eats it all. Then you go into a food coma. You can't move. You're totally immobile, and you take a nap. Next thing you know, your life's over. You end on the biggest high of all time, eating your absolute favorite foods. And you don't even feel bad after either, because when I indulge in a lot of pizza, for example, after I'm like, oh, I'm a terrible person. I'm gonna be fat. I'm ashamed of myself. Should I throw up? What do I do? But in this case, it's there's no shame, you know? This is kind of making me want to commit a felony. Is anyone else feeling that way, or is that just me?
I'll wash down with
Lock me up! I want my free last meal. If it looks like this, bro, oh my, that might be worth it. Might be worth it.
3 root beers. In a final screw you to the justice system, though, Brewer refused to eat a morsel when the order arrived, claiming that he wasn't hungry. Texas Senator John Whitmire was so furious that he decided to ban the last meal request in the state, so future death row prisoners have Lawrence Russell Brewer to blame for regular prison slop. Number 17.
Insane. That is insane. That is the biggest clapback, spink, spank, disrespect, L dance all over the prison system. That's crazy. Bro just owned everybody. That's insane. I wonder, like, if the prison guards ended up eating it after him then. I would've. If I was working there, I would've ate that whole pizza. Just saying.
John Wayne Gacy. Another felon who capitalized on his last meal request was the notorious serial killer John Wayne Gacy.
I was gonna say, why have I heard this guy's name before? I don't even like follow serial killers, but I think some people do. There's like a lot of documentaries on them and stuff. I don't know jang squat about serial killers, and I don't know why people do. Why are people so like invested in this sort of stuff? I don't get it. Like they're freaks. They're weird. Why do people care about them? I don't know. But I have heard this guy's name before.
Otherwise known as the Killer Clown Pogo.
Ew.
For his final supper, Gacy ordered 12 fried shrimp, a bucket of original recipe KFC, French fries, and a pound of strawberries.
That's a W.
Prior to his conviction, Gacy had managed 3 KFC restaurants in his home city of Waterloo, and he clearly never got tired of that finger-licking goodness. Number 16.
Wait, that one's a W. What is weird about that? What is weird about that? If someone on their last meal said, I want a full bucket of KFC fried chicken, I'd be like, W, dude. That is lit. Please don't finish it all, because I would like some. And I don't think I've asked this yet, but make sure to comment down below what your last meal would be if you were on death row.
John Spinkalink. For some,
John Spinkalink? Okay, this one's gonna be freaky.
Food isn't the priority at all when it comes down to making a last order. Previously known as a heavy drinker, Spinkalink denied any special food to be prepared, but asked for a single flask of Jack Daniels instead, which he shared with the prison superintendent. After his death, the state of Florida's last meal provisions was revised to exclude alcohol altogether, but to be honest, going out while drunk doesn't seem like such a bad idea.
That really might be the smartest one yet. That's kind of similar to the food coma, where you're just like in a state of bliss. You're like, ah, and then bang, you know? Next thing you know, you're gone. Dunzo. GG. Not bad.
For 15. Eileen Waros. Eileen Waros also requested a beverage before taking her last breath in 2002, but of a different kind. A single cup of black coffee was all she wanted. It may seem like this request was her way of saying, don't even think about killing me before I've had my morning coffee, but Waros actually had far crazier motivations.
Ew, is that actually her?
She didn't believe she was going anywhere for long, as her notorious last words were, I'd just like to say I'm sailing with the Rock, and I'll be back like Independence Day with Jesus June 6th. It's safe to say she still hasn't turned up yet.
Yeah, she's a little cuckoo. Little cuckoo there.
Rector. Ricky Ray Rector seemed to have similar motivations when it came to his last meal.
Why? Did you guys see his haircut? He has like a, it almost looked like the hair that his barber tried to cut his face off. It was like around, that was weird. Freaky, don't like that.
Rector had ordered a tasty-sounding meal consisting of steak, fried chicken, and cherry Kool-Aid, followed by a slice of pecan pie. But he left his dessert untouched. When asked why he changed his mind on the sweet treat, Rector simply said he was saving it for later. Whether this was intended as an ironic joke or a sinister hint that his return in the afterlife was imminent is entirely up to you. Number 30.
Maybe he was just dumb and didn't know what was going on. Like, I could see Adam doing that. He's on death row, he gets his last meal, he's saving some. He puts it in like a doggy bag to bring home later. Oh, I'm saving it for later. That's definitely Adam.
13. Timothy McVey. What this senseless killer ordered as his last hurrah might surprise you,
ice
given
cream?
the seriousness of his
Ben
crimes.
and Jerry's?
All McVey wanted to eat before his execution in 2001 was 2 pints of mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Get him out! Get him out immediately! That is absolutely disgusting. Who eats mint chocolate chip ice cream, especially as their last meal ever? What are we doing? This guy is a psychopath. Honestly, anyone who goes to an ice cream shop and orders mint chocolate chip, get them out. Get them out of here. Put them on death. That should be the biggest crime ever, just ordering that thing, let alone making it be your last meal. What are we doing here? When you have Oreo, Reese's, vanilla, chocolate, caramel, Moose Tracks, literally any other flavor, you're ordering toothpaste flavored ice cream. What are we doing as a society to allow this to happen? This guy's an absolute psych. This one's the craziest one yet, I think. That's disgusting.
Oh, it's unclear whether one remained chilled as he guzzled down the first or simply melted into a puddle beside it. To be honest, for a man responsible for 168 innocent deaths, even melted ice cream seems far too generous. Number 12. David Leon Woods. Convicted murderer David Leon Woods spent a whopping 22 years on death row before he was put to death on May 4th, 2007 in Michigan, Indiana.
That's one thing I don't really understand when you're put on death row. Why do you get to live like 22 years first, you know? Do they sentence you like year 22? I don't get it. Like if you're put on death row, why don't they just, you know, rip the band-aid off? Why do they have you hang around for so long first? I don't know. Strange.
When the daunting moment finally came, Woods had a fairly simple request for his last meal. He chose a standard pizza and an entire birthday cake.
I don't
both
mind
of
that.
which he shared with his family.
I don't mind
As
that.
it turns out, his birthday was actually 3 months after his execution, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. Number 11.
I mean, if you love birthday cake, you love birthday cake. I don't mind that one at all. Plus, he probably hadn't even celebrated his birthday in the last 22 years, so he's probably overdue for some birthday cake.
Thomas J. Grasso. Thomas J. Grasso was not the brightest of the bunch, and when Judgment Day came in 1995, his final meal
He's catching
request
strays.
reflected his questionable life choices. He ordered a plethora of extravagant foods like 24 steamed clams, half a dozen barbecued ribs, a Burger King double cheeseburger, and 2 strawberry milkshakes, alongside a can of SpaghettiOs to be served at room temperature.
Wait, I did not know that you could order literally whatever you want. Like, you could order, like, steak wagyu. Like, why not order the most extravagant, expensive foods ever? Some S-tier grade sushi, whatever it's called. I don't know. But look, I eat pizza and Big Macs. That's about it.
When Grasso's meal arrived, he was served spaghetti and meatballs instead, a mistake he'd never forgive, as his final words were, "I did not get my SpaghettiOs. I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this."
To be fair, SpaghettiOs are fire. I grew up eating SpaghettiOs, assuming that they are actually very unhealthy for you, and you probably shouldn't eat too much of SpaghettiOs, but it was just so easy. They're in a can, open a can, spink, microwave, bang. Absolute amazingness in my mouth. Don't make it weird, guys. I feel like you're gonna hear me say that and make it weird somehow.
Number 10. Stephen Wayne Anderson.
Okay,
Grasso
dude,
isn't the
that
only
guy
one
is
to throw a
crazy. Did you guys see this guy's face? No.
Grasso isn't Number 10. Stephen Wayne Anderson.
I mean, this guy's gonna order like hay bales. Can I please get some hay bales and raw corn as my last meal, please?
Anderson. Grasso isn't the only one to throw a seemingly random ingredient into the mix when concocting the perfect final meal. Stephen Wayne Anderson was a pretty deadly criminal, but his food choices were interesting to say the least. Before his execution in California in 2002, the 48-year-old requested 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, a pint of cottage cheese, a hominy corn mixture, peach pie and chocolate chip ice cream, and
that is so hillbilly of him.
Big helping of radishes on this.
Can I get big helping of peach pie, cottage cheese, grilled cheese, and radishes? I was almost spot on. I mean, I said I would like wheat, like literally just hay bales as a meal. This is pretty much hay bales as a meal.
Number 9. Peter J. Minio.
Oh, he looks so scared.
Convicted killer Peter J. Minio
kind of feel bad for him.
Russell Brewer a run for his money for one of the biggest orders ever served on death row in 2004.
I think I would give both of them a run for their money if I was on death row. I would order so much food, it would be disgusting. I would eat until my stomach exploded, and that's how I would go out.
Minio confessed to his crimes and was vocal about being ready to pay the price, but not before he gorged himself on this whopping order. He requested 20 beef tacos, 20 beef enchiladas, 2 double cheeseburgers, a pizza with jalapenos, fried chicken, spaghetti with salt, and a modest dessert of half a chocolate cake, half a vanilla cake, cookies and cream ice cream, caramel pecan fudge ice cream, and a small fruit cake.
Who gave this the okay, really, truly? The only way I could see this, someone giving this the okay, is if the security guards are like, you know what? We know he's not gonna eat it all, so we get free lunch. That's the only way I could understand someone giving the okay to this. 20 tacos. 20 tacos. First of all, eating 20 tacos, then eating a full pizza pie, and 2 triple burgers, and 20 more, whatever those are, burritos, spaghetti meat. Who? No one in their right mind could ever eat that ever. I don't care who you are, nobody can eat that. I can't believe that they even let this go through. Unless, like, again, the security team was like, actually, we are gonna finish whatever he doesn't. Then I'd be, all right, that's not too bad then.
Wash it all down, he also had 2 lots of Coke, Pepsi, root beer, and orange juice. Maybe he intended to explode Henry VIII style before facing the music. Number 8. Velma Barfield. This sweet, God-fearing grandmother became known as the Death Row Granny.
What did she do wrong? Come on.
Was the first woman put to death in the U.S. in 22 years when she was executed by lethal injection in 1982. But not before she was granted one final meal. A cup of tea, a slice of coffee cake, or a fruit scone might be what you'd expect. But all Barfield really wanted was a packet of cheese doodles and a can of Coke.
What are cheese doodles? How long ago did this execution happen to where this grandma, excuse me, may I please get some cheese doodles? No, Meemaw, those went extinct 80 years ago. What on earth are cheese doodles? I kind of want to try one now.
For a devout Christian old lady who also killed 6 people, what can you really expect? Number 7. Robert Alton Harris. When you're ordering your final meal,
I feel like half these people, if I just saw them on the street, I'd be like, yep, that dude's a psycho. I'm gonna walk away from him. You can just tell when there's a psycho standing in front of you, and that guy is one of them.
on death row, it's important to cover all bases. And why agonize over which takeaway to get when you can combine the lot? This is exactly what murderer Robert Alton Harris did in 1992 when he requested a 21-piece bucket of KFC and 2 large Domino's pizzas alongside a 6-pack of Pepsi with ice cream and a bag of jelly beans for dessert. And a packet of Camel cigarettes for good measure.
Right.
Harris is most remembered for his final words, though, which were, "You can be a king or a street sweeper, but everybody dances with the Grim Reaper." Kind of prophetic for a seasoned criminal, don't you think? Number 6.
That was not bad. That one was not bad. I feel like that's a more normal one, honestly.
Ronnie Lee Gardner. Plenty of
Let's go,
death row
Ronnie.
criminals have used their
Go
final
ahead,
meal as
Ronnie.
an opportunity to make smart choices, and Ronnie Lee Gardner was certainly determined to make his sitting last as long as possible. He didn't go too overboard on his order of steak, lobster tail, apple pie with vanilla ice cream, and
Bro, you can order lobster tail? Oh my god. I think like that lobster tail is probably like $50. But he also got a bunch of other stuff too. This is taxpayer money, by the way. They obviously are not paying for it. It's taxpayers. People like me, people like you, people like everybody who lives in the United States of America are paying for Ronnie to have his lobster tail as his last meal. Honestly, you know what? I'm for it. Go ahead, Ron. Do your thing. Eat your lobster tail, get that last meal in. This is the guy that's closest to death. I'm gonna do him as many favors as I can because he's gonna be up there looking down at us very soon. Or maybe he'll be down there looking up at us, I don't know. But either way, I will do as many favors to them as possible since they're gonna be overlooking us in about 20 minutes. So eat your lobster tail, take my money.
a 7-Up, but he also had
7
another
Up.
request. To watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy while eating. Surprisingly, Gardner was permitted to do so, and with a combined
No
runtime
way.
of more than 11 hours, this must have been the longest last meal ever. Number 5.
Bro, whoever made Lord of the Rings must be so honored that that was somebody's last meal. Like, imagine someone did that and was like, I want to watch a Siren Reacts video for my last... No, first of all, no one would ever do that. That's absolutely ridiculous. But just imagine if somebody did, I'd be so honored. I'd be like, free my man! Free my... He did nothing wrong! He did, please! Release him!
5. Philip Workman. Gluttony was the last thing on Phillips's mind
God,
when he
that looks like
requested
heaven.
his final meal. His final request was for a large vegetarian pizza to be given to a random homeless person, but prison officials refused to do so, and he ate nothing. In a surprising turnout, on the day of his death on May 9th, homeless shelters in Tennessee received large amounts of vegetarian pizzas from people all over the country.
Aw.
So at least he did one good deed before his death.
He was probably just trying to get on God's good side before cutting ties with the current world.
Number 4. Angel Neves Diaz.
Aw.
Philip Workman may have gone hungry because of his strangely selfless request, but Angel Neves Diaz deliberately turned down his last meal. As he didn't order anything special, Diaz was served the regular Wednesday prison menu of shredded turkey with taco seasoning, cheese,
That does not
rice,
look
pinto
bad.
beans, tortilla shells, apple crisp, and ice cream.
I feel like that's probably not what it actually looked like. But if that is, that is not bad. That is better than my school lunch.
As surprisingly nice as that sounds, Diaz refused to eat that too, and in his final words, he condemned the death penalty as a form of vengeance, but also a cowardly act by humans. Number 3. Oba Chandler. For his last
Oba.
meal, he ordered 2 salami sandwiches on white bread with mustard and peanut butter, and a grape jelly sandwich on white bread with iced tea and the coffee.
I wonder if you can get other people to cook for you. For example, like, I would not mind having my mom's spaghetti and meatballs as my last meal, you know what I'm saying? Because everyone loves their mom's spaghetti and meatballs. But is it, like, are you allowed to have other people bring things into you, or does it have to be the actual, like, prison guards that do it, you know what I'm saying?
With all that bread, it's safe to say, another one bites the crust.
Nice.
Short link on screen and in the description if you feel the need to expose the world to more crummy puns. Number 2, Robert Dale Conklin.
Shameless plug.
Conklin clearly had expensive taste as he requested filet mignon wrapped in bacon.
See, this is
deveined shrimp
crazy that you
sauteed
can
in
do
garlic
this.
butter with
What?
lemon, baked potato with sour cream.
If he
chives,
tosses a
and grilled
Wagyu
bacon
in there, I'm
bits,
gonna freak
corn on
out.
the cob, asparagus with hollandaise sauce.
Get him out. 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 This is the worst one yet. Asparagus. I was literally memeing that in the beginning of the video. The fact that it's actually real and somebody ordered asparagus in their final meal, give them the most painful death possible, okay? Somebody get a paper and just give him 1,000 paper cuts until he's done. I know that that sounds mean. Bro, he deserves it. Who's eating asparagus as their last meal? His brain needs to be studied. And if anyone in the entire universe has anything similar to that dude's brain, get him out instantly.
French bread with butter, goat cheese, cantaloupe, vanilla bean ice cream, and iced tea.
I don't mind the rest. I can't lie. I don't mind the rest.
James Edward Smith. This convicted felon had one of the most bizarre last meal requests ever recorded. When it came down to his
Is it
final
like a
meal
human
request
head?
in 1990.
Imagine that. You're like, it's your final meal and you're like, actually, I would like to eat a human. And don't they have to grant it? At this point, it seems like they have to do anything that you say. So it'd be like, yeah, actually, I would like to eat your head. Chop it off right now. And they're like, oh, all right. Well, that's actually a fair point. Yeah. Nah, I'm kidding.
All he wanted was
What
a
is
lump of
that?
soil. Although some have speculated that he did indeed intend to chow down on the dirt, others have suggested he planned to perform a voodoo ritual as the soil was specified to be the Rayconda type, associated with witchcraft. As dirt was not on the list of foods permitted by prison regulations, Smith's request was denied and he was served a
poor
cup
guy.
of yogurt instead, which of course is the only reasonable alternative. So, well,
Dude, that would have been insane if he just ate dirt as his last meal. That's crazy. Anyway, boys, comment down below what your last meal would be. And if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click right here to watch another awesome video.